Hi traders, this is Thiago and welcome to Bull or Bear Futures channel. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel and leave your like in the transmission if you really like. I'm carrying out today another live stream. I proposed myself to do it this week, every session from yesterday to Friday. If this is your first time here, my only intention here is to show the competitive edge you can get mixing order flow tools with chart analysis or with your usual technical analysis, how one can bring power to the order and you can see things clearer. Okay, as usual, we start with a brief about what happened and what could be coming in this session until we see the opening. Okay, and what we've seen yesterday, we had another session that started pressure with bearish pressure. Okay, we made the low at 410.50 and then make a high after that. So we see we've seen an oscillation. Okay, it was clear that the rally from last week was at least paused. We've seen on Friday and yesterday confirmed, and we reached an important region that is the 430, 4430. That is around the Fibonacci retracement that is actually at 4427. That could be crucial to decide about what side moving. Okay, there is something that grabbed my attention yesterday. If you see here in my left screen, is it showing? Yes. In top left, you can see a 6-minute chart. I don't use it to trade, but only to have a broader perspective. This 60 minutes from regular trading hours. For the first time since the start of the rally, since the rally began, we trade all the session below the 20 period moving average. That is a bearish signal. Yesterday, the highs, the moving average was actually a good resistance. The 44.75 was the session high, and we've seen during the session the highs getting lower, and so I understand that it would be needed to overcome this 45 to actually not necessarily resume the hike or the rally, but to at least maybe getting sideways, taking a breath before eventually moving upwards. But what we've seen yesterday was a clear bearish scenario that could lead to a bit longer correction. That would be healthy as well. Since such a big rally, we could see prices making a correction, and it would be nice since it passed through the Fibonacci retracement with almost no stop when moving upwards. Then respecting it would confirm it's really bullish, but uh, anyway, a correction could be the case and would be healthy as well. Hi Aaron, bom dia, tudo bem? So I would be looking at this 6 minutes and considering this 45, and at the same time, if we see losing the 410, 11 to 13 is an important region. Support one is also there. We have yesterday low there, and then we could see, should price move down, we could see some defense in the region. But I think that losing that would confirm the bearish scenario, and we could maybe move to 396, maybe 392. That's support two. Yeah, 391.5, and maybe 380. Okay, but this is just speculation. Let's see what the flow will show us. We are almost opening. Let me change to the 15 minutes. I like using. Price spend the night within the value area, and early in the morning lost the value area. We're just opening around the 20, 22, 24. 24 was very important yesterday. I have also 17, 18 noted here. Just let me put my glasses here because it's bad to turn off this light because we have this reflection. So let's see. The we're trading down 0.60, 65. The 17 region is an important one. Below this, the 1113 could be as well, but 1718. Yeah, Aaron, we are opening with a gap, a bearish gap. Let's see what's happening. So here, 11 to 13. I would say that considering this, the current position, the 24 will be important to see in the case price move upwards. Failing at 22 to 24 could confirm this batch. And besides being important, 24 today is also the value area low. If you see here in top left, I like I like drawing the value area. So this is the value area low. So besides being important resistance and support yesterday, I would say that failing to overcome the 24 could confirm the bearish perspective, but let's wait and see. We see pricing getting stuck for the first time here in the 16. Sellers put pressure, but buyers look how big is the amount sellers buyers absorbed. Okay, they're trying to, because even I'm always trying to to make kind of a zoom out of the situation and to have a good perception. We had a strong rally that was based in the macroeconomic perspectives. It was not that speculative. So I understand that it's in theory hard to retrace or to make a very strong correction after a move with kind of with fundamentals supporting it. But scenario remains still remains confusing. Um, I read this morning something about Goldman Sachs analysts telling that considering that there's still the perspective of a recession, kind of 25% in their likelihood in their perspective for next year. Okay, it would be interesting to take part in the rally, but they suggest their customers to hedge the portfolio. Okay, so it seems that we keep in the same stance. No one wants to lose the move, but at the same time, it seems many have the finger on the triggers to at least hedge it through options. It seems guys are. We see here we're concentrating this strong volume in the lows of the session. Okay, so we could see uh, buyers trying a reaction in the case they overcome the 19, but failing to overcome the 19 would be even worse and confirm their the weakness, and that bears could keep leading. Yeah, Aaron, FOMO, fear of missing out. It seems this for me this is the case because okay, we have some indications things are not that bad, but I think that the housing market yesterday has shown something in this direction. We're seeing interest rates interest rates in the highs, and a warm housing market. Uh, I think that this yesterday could have turned on a yellow light to the guys. Economy is still warm, but let's markets always concerned with inflation, worried with inflation and how Fed could react. We see an exhaustion here in the 1550. Did you see this? After such an absorption in 15, there was an exhaustion in 1550. So in this case, if sellers are able to keep pushing, would mean that they are actually strong, because this is usually a signal to buyers. Is a clue for them to start to restart the pressure, and that they could lead this time. And it seems it could take place, but let's see if they will overcome the 18. Remembering that 1718 was the reference I had, so failing to overcome the 18 would also confirm the bearish perspective. But did you see this is a relative strong absorption in the 15. Then next time price came there, didn't reach the 15, there reached only the 1550 and only with 24 contracts. Okay, this sometimes could at least lead to scalping, and sometimes it reverts, it leads to good reversal trades, but it's hard to trust this, especially in the very beginning. And when we see such a big pressure, hard to trust is not the word. It's too strong. It's risky to trust it in the very beginning and with such a bearish pressure. Okay, but we're seeing a strong, could see kind of unusual uh, sum of contracts for this period in the low. In the case of bears failing to keep the downtrend, could let room to buyers to make a reversal and maybe test the 24 and 2830. If we see, look here, I was mentioning the 60 minutes. We had this gap from last close and a red candle here. The opening perspective at least is bearish. We see here the support one at 13, remembering that 11 to 13 is the region I have noted. Let's wait and see. Remembering that, just reminding that within few minutes, 20 minutes, Powell will start speaking, different from economic indicator that is punctual. This testimony will make it lasts longer. So throughout the event, throughout the speech, or is going to testify in the Congress, throughout the event, we could see reaction, or we could see volatility. But let's see. 10 minutes struggling here. The case of buyers managed to break out upwards. Let's see how it would work, because if making a short displacement could also confirm the weakness. We are seeing now that they even failed to even overcome the end of the range. There was an exhaustion in 1725. It's really, so far it's weak. In this case, the ideal scenario to confirm, and scenario I like it, would be to see a breakout in the upper end, an exhaustion, and then selling pressure. This usually confirms for me the good opportunities to at least take the range. But in this case, considering the bearish pressures that we've seen, failing there in such a selling pressure, we could see a breakout down here. You see, it failed. We had an exhaustion 1725, failed to reach 18. When it came to the lower end, we had the breakout, but see here, look here, an exhaustion at 1225 again. So we could see a kind of not necessarily in a downtrend, but in decision mode. Considering this is important, 11 to 13 or 10 to 13, he could maybe lack confidence to break it down, break out to break down this lower end, break out this lower end, but it's important to stick to the flow. We've seen that sellers put pressure here in the 13, you see here, but buyers make a strong absorption. Okay, so we're seeing that buyers are there to defend. Aaron mentioned about the volume. We have a really reduced volume, 246,000 contracts. It's to feel for the time, I guess. Let's see, at 10 a.m. I think at 10 we usually have 350 to 380, I guess. 350 to 400, I guess. I was taking note for some time, but I stopped doing this. Let's see this time. Considering the possible indecision and the relevance of the region, we could see market stuck from 10 to 18. It would be a possibility. And since we are too close to Powell's speech, it could be hard to see actually strong moves, since players could be waiting to see it's too close to the event, and it could be better to wait. Let's see if this time it's going to reach the 17, 18. We're seeing, look here, buyers putting pressure, but sellers absorbing at 15. 15 is the 16 is the point of control, but 15 now they were absorbing a bit lower. Let's see if to overcome the 16, but failing here, it would be lower than previous top. We see it was not an exhaustion, but now it would be to consider anything here. In this scenario, I would only be considering the range here after the, oh, look, it's a big green candle. I don't like to trade against it usually, but we are right in the end of the right in the end of the range. It could be hard to pass through right in the first time. We've seen an exhaustion in 950. Then it could turn back actually and test the 1450 again. Again, for scalpers, this 1950 exhaustion could have led to a 2 point 250 point 2.50 scalping trade, but you see that it reached the 17 and finding some support. Let's see if it will. We could see some defense or price struggling here before eventually breaking out up there. But ranges are really strong when we see. I like looking at them when we see ranges such as this one with 2,000, 3, 4, 5,000 contracts. This is usually solid ranges, and most of times it's hard to break out right in the first or second attempts for both sides. We see a huge liquidity in this range, so sometimes we spend long time trading within it, and sometimes it's needed to have more clear signals about the end of the liquidity in the range, so we can move 2 points far to which end and then turn back to the range again. Let's see if it will lose the 15. We've seen buyers defending, strong absorption here in the 15. Let's see how far they're going to go. They're going to go to push price. I hadn't mentioned, but we see here in the depth of market today we are with the volume we've been seeing last week and latest weeks. 16, 1500, 1700, 1800 contracts in 10 first levels. This usually leads to a decrease, volatility decrease a bit, or we usually, when we see this size of volume, sometimes we trade, price gets stuck, trading ranges, when overcoming one of its ends, it many times displays 2, 3 points, 4 points, and then get sideways again. So when increase this volume at depth of market, we usually see things a bit, tends to be a bit sideways. Let's see here, the lower end, it failed. We had an exhaustion at the 1950. Let's see here, and it moved downwards. 6 points. Let's see in the lower end if it would break or would confirm the lateralization. We see that reaching here, sellers kind of reduce the pressure. They're actually making aggressive orders, but buyers absorb it. Let's see the 13. Let's see how it will happen here. The 1325, if they will break it down. Yeah, Aaron. Say sell in May and go away. I hadn't heard this year. Again, good. You're good point. Sell in May and go away. Let's hear if they will defend or if we will break down here. There was an exhaustion, finished business here, but even I prefer to see exhaustion with fewer contracts here, less contracts here. But let's see. Let's see if it will, if this actually hold into 12. You see, it made the low, okay. 12.25 was previous low. Then prices reached the 12 and stopped it. Let's see until where the move will go. But failing to overcome the 15 could be, but it seems that we could do not be a surprise to get stuck within this range from 13 to 19. Let's see. 5 minutes to Powell's start out here. An exhaustion in 1275. We reached the 12, stopped, and then when turning down again at 1225, this exhaustion. This usually triggers interesting opportunities, at least for a scalp, or in the case of this range, in the case of range, to enter and trade the range again. Many times, this condition in an end of a range makes a test in the other end, but in this case, sellers keep putting pressure. Sellers putting pressure, buyers absorbing here in the 1350. We're seeing that buyers are finding sellers' liquidity in lower and lower levels. So even considering we are within the range, sellers are providing liquidity in lower levels, okay? Here, let's see another breakout. Let's see how will be the continuity. An exhaustion, so far an exhaustion 6.3. There was 6.3. They're putting. So look here at the 4,000 ticks. We have a clear red leg here. We have clear pressure, down pressure here. It's hard to, at this time, it was hard to bet on this, to make a bet on this possible false breakout, because we are configuring a downtrend. Look, do you see? When we see sellers absorbing lower and lower levels, it many times leads to a breakouts, to real ones. So it was a break. There was a breakout in yesterday's low. Let's see. In theory, failing to reach the 14 could confirm the weakness, okay? In theory, re-entering this, if we see buyers absorbing in 13, 14, then we could see a reaction. But in the case of buyers are able to push price up there, and if it moves down again, we could see a continuity of the slide. Let's see. Let's see. Did you see? We just had the breakout and sellers absorbing from 9 to 10. These are usually bearish clues. Let's see if they will be able to hold here in the 11. It would mean a fail to reach at least the 14 region, 1350 maybe. Let's see if it would reach the 14 or let's see, an exhaustion 1375, but it re-entered the range, okay? In a downtrend, This re-enter need to be confirmed because it could be, we could see a defense. It seems maybe this is the case. I was mentioning the 14, and now we had this exhaustion 14.25. It could be actually the 3 points. I've mentioned that failing to overcome to reach the 14 and overcome it could be a bearish confirmation. We've just seen prices reaching the 14 and failing there. Okay, this confirmed not necessarily another breakout down here, but it would be increased the likelihood of succeeding than a defense from buyers. We've seen that it quickly displaced from 14 to 5 points in a matter of seconds. It was very easy for sellers to push down again. We see here that it almost reached the 20 period moving average here. It's a big red candle. Liquidity in the book remains good, even though we see it reduced a bit from. Next reference I have like down here is 2 to 5, okay? 402 to 405. Oh, Aaron, you took a shot from the failure test of as they close. Wow. Poof. It would be 20 points, eh? This test in 14 now, it was good again. Did you see this? This was interesting as well. And it would have led 9 points so far. I've just mentioned the 5. Okay, look here. 550, we had the exhaustion in 550. Interesting to see. But I wouldn't definitely do anything since we just had the breakout and are facing strong pressure. Only 8 points. Oh, poor boy. It's enough, man. 8 points. Obviously, 20 would be much better, but 8 is enough, isn't it? It's interesting to see. So I really like to the flow is everything for me. I can't imagine, I can't ponder I'm making day trade without looking at the flow. It's interesting because stocks, when trading stocks in Brazil, I strictly look at the charts, especially long term. I don't make day trade, it's just buy and hold, not even swing trade I currently carry out. But so for when trading equities, I only consider the charts. I really like this. But for futures, for futures, for me, it's definitely impossible not looking at the flow. Well, you are fully right. We were close to an important economic event. It's better to assure your profit in your pocket, man. Okay, now we're seeing that it went farther and could have give you 20 point, but it could have retraced it and put you even or even get a stop loss then. I would definitely be nervous as well, and certainly would have closed it before the new. Let's see this time. Let's see if we're going to reach the 14 region again. We're seeing kind of a concentration of volume in 10. Did you see the exhaustion in 11? A huge absorption 1050. This could confirm the continuity of the downtrend the down pressure. Okay, this was again a clear signal of the at least a signal for a possible short here again. Maybe not to hold that long because we had a strong region in 50, but at least a trade to until the 6. I mentioned 50, excuse me, 5. 5 is an important region. As I've mentioned before, 2 to 5 is crucial here as well. And now we see we had that opportunity at the 14. We had the exhaustion in the 14 here in that bullish correction. This would have led a good short entry. And now we have this exhaustion. Where is it? We had the exhaustion at 1050 here at 11. That could have led to a good short as well. So it's been interesting because today we are seeing good the flow is clear when we kind of start trending. It's interesting when you see this clear behavior. You see that fail at 11 would have led to 6 point, okay, but it would be hard to, I wouldn't, if entering any trade even before this, I wouldn't try to hold longer than 5 because, as I've mentioned, it's a strong region for me. I wouldn't face the risk of seeing going against me. I would definitely got nervous. Let's say because um, the 2 to 5 is for me the defense of the 400. Okay, that's a psychological barrier, and so I think that buyers would tend to put all their efforts to try to hold here. If we see in the beginning of in the briefing before the beginning, I've mentioned the 6-minute chart. Look at this. It's confirming what I drafted as a possible scenario for the first time after the rally. For you guys that were not watching the beginning, for the first time after the rally, we've seen price trading below the 60-minute moving average in the regular trading hours 6-minute chart. Okay, we would have to overcome 45 to confirm the possibility of the continuity of the hike, but trading below yesterday's low, that 410, could speed up the drop. We just lost a couple of minutes. We've lost the 410. Yes, there is low, and we're seeing sellers putting pressures, a big struggle around the 5. So after a couple of sessions, since the end of May, we are seeing this scenario. Price consistently trading is different when you have a close below and then move upwards. But now we're consistently trading below it. I don't trade this, but I like taking this as reference. Aaron, once in a while we talk about football. Look at my cup. Do you recognize this symbol here? Which team is this? Which team is this? Uh, yeah, this double bottom was could be an interesting opportunity. We had an exhaustion in 04, isn't it? Good. Maybe let's see if it goes until the 11 as well. At least we have the moving average at 10. We could see from not 11 but 10. It could it could run until 10. We see the exhaustion 950, but let's see if the pressure will remain 10. Nice trade. And this kind of fail in the low many times leads to good counter trend opportunities because we were trending, you just lose the low and then quickly it was a rejection, it was a false breakout and a rejection in the low, then it many times leads to you're right, it's Corinthians. Let's see, just reaching the view up, sessions view up. We've seen a strong bullish move. Nice, good trade, Aaron. Did you see 10? It led to 8 points. Let's see if to reach the price will reach the 14 again. Because now, different from that first time, we now kind of re-entered the range of the 11 again. So if we see buyers defending the 11 and moving above from the 12, well, we're seeing they're trying to do this. So in this time, different from that time, that move could lead, we were in a downtrend, and that move and exhaustion could lead to a new down leg. It was happened. We find a good support there. We entered this old range, and now buyers are defending the 11. So continuing this defense in the 11, we could see prices moving up. But looking at the chart, we just reached the view up that is in the 13, and 14 was an important region. So it could be hard to, it could break the view up here, but we could see prices struggling before doing this. So even though I think it could lead to an opportunity of for a long, I wouldn't try here. Hi, Aaron. Yeah, a friend, he trades the 15 minutes breakout. And is it good? The performance is it is really good? Is it interesting? Remembering that we have the support 1 in 13, okay? 11 to 13 was an important point. We've seen the defense when moving downwards, and now we would probably see the defense when moving upwards again. So we could face some resistance actually here. But it seems that this time seems no, we are stronger. Bulls are stronger this time than the previous one. Look that this time bulls are displacing price easily. This was happening with sellers before. Let's see here in the 18. I wouldn't do, since it's two, we have a strong move here. It would be hard to trust such a possible exhaustion here, but we see the 1850. We are in the end of the range. It could be it could be hard to pass through right at the first time. We see that it stopped at the 1850. The end of this range could have led to a quick scalp, but it would be hard to trust it and try to trust the range. The range could work again, but if we see buyers absorbing from 15 to 16, then we could see a breakout. Yeah, Aaron, it's always a matter of knowing what you're doing. He has this set up. He certainly knows and follow up for a long time, study for a long time. But it was, if you see the 15 minutes, it was a big lower shadow here. Then it could actually lead to a reversal, but let's see. But did you see, again, I'm telling about the ranges, okay? We've seen a really bullish move, but this was the end of range. This region was the previous limit where the liquidity established. It just reached there and then moved it down 6 points. So it's in my understanding, it's really important to look at the volume during the volume at price volume profile during the session. And after 1 hour trading this region, if bulls succeed in overcoming and making a breakout up here, then we could see good moves. We could see good moves up there, but let's see. Because as we've mentioned before, 17, 18 was really a good region. And we failed here again. You see that in the second try, it failed at 17. That means buyers were not able to push above the 17. So even though they make a quick reaction, it's not that bullish. They could they could lead actually, but let's see the 1113 again. Should buyers are able to hold here in the 1113, then in the next time we see price at 18, we could see a breakout. Look here, an exhaustion in 1250. Not conclusive yet, but let's see. 24, 24, 29, 30, 32. Buyers are actually striving to hold here. An exhaustion in 1225. But they're really putting pressure. 800, 400, 119. Classical exhaustion. But considering, I don't know, probably Powell is still working. It would be it's hard to, sometimes it's hard. We need to think better in the decisions, but it seems it worked. We have two exhaustions in a row, but we're seeing price jumping. The screen is not that easy. It's not that. It seems that it's not that bullish, but it's not that convinced. Let's see. In this bearish sentiment, if we re-enter the 10 here, will be definitely bad for buyers. So I think that re-entering the 970, the 10, we could see a new test at 550, but buyers are succeeding in holding price down here. We had another exhaustion in 1125. We see that yesterday is low, and that coincides with 11 to 13 is really working. It was support in the first drop. There was a resistance, or there was a rejection right there that led to the down at 0.4, and now it worked again. Okay, so not only for this session, but we should have it noted, keep it noted for the in our list, regions list. But you see that this time it's not easy. Look here, we have 7,000, 6,000, 5,000 contracts. It's a huge volume, lots of intention, or market found liquidity at the region. It seems to be good for buyers and sellers, even though buyers are more demanding now, but sellers are providing what they want. So after this almost 1 hour of trading, if they manage to move upwards, let's see where the liquidity would be found again. See here that sellers are defending, putting pressure, buyers absorbing. You're right at the point of control, sessions point of control. We have almost the same volume at 1625. Let me put here in the 5 minutes or 2 minutes. So far this time based, we see that the 18 region, 19 region is actually important. It worked at the beginning, first 10 minutes. It just worked, and then definitely failing at this 19 confirms the bearish mood. And such a struggle right in the point of control, facing such a difficult, is not good for buyers. So let's see, as I've just mentioned, he entering the case of he entering the 10, we could see a test a D5, but let's see how the struggle will be. Strong defense in 11. But the context, yes, Aaron, indecision candles. The context is interesting, okay? We made the low and a false breakout. There was a rejection. Oh, this kind of, wow. We made the low and a false breakout. Buyers assumed the lead and stopped it right at the 19, an important point. Then move it downwards. Okay, that we didn't make a new low, but after making this low at the 1125 with an exhaustion, the next upward move, it failed at the point of control. It found resistance at the point of control. It's in the third candle. We are in the fourth candle trying to overcome the 15. In a downtrend, finding a resistance in a lower level is definitely good for sellers, but bad for buyers. So even though 15 is right in the middle of this big range, I obviously wouldn't do anything right there. I would consider only at 19 and here at the after losing or a false breakout in the 11. But the strong resistance found in 15 is not that auspicious for buyers. Now, so far, an exhaustion 1425. It overcame. You're seeing that now prices are with a more erratic move. It's placing 2, 3 points upwards, downwards. I don't like to trade this. But it seems that ranging this way between 11, 12 to 15 could maybe lead to a quick test in the previous region, and at the same time being able to hold before the 04 here between the 6 and 8, 7, around the 7. If it holds around the 7, we could confirm this indecision. But look here, now sellers absorbing in the 12, sellers absorbing the 12. It could lead, but it exhausted in 1125 again. But the selling absorption is big here, so maybe this time we could see they coming lower than the 11. When we see this defense, this kind of defense, but they couldn't have an exhaustion here. Did you see? They just did it and stopped it here. This is against the continuity. Let's see if they will be able to hold, but it was seeming they were going to succeed, but right after they hesitated, they hesitated right at the key point. This is a clear signal for the opponent that that was the time to make to try a reaction when we are in such a strong region. But this region, it's really risky to trade. I wouldn't do anything here. It's too easy to make a mistake or to 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 get stop loss to be stopped here, and it's a silly stop. Well, okay, guys. Uh, just reached 1 hour. I intended to make a shorter one, but it was interesting to see this move, to follow up these movements. Okay, I will finish here. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. Aaron, como sempre, brigadão por estar aí. Sempre muito bom tê-lo aqui. It's always good to have you here and be able to chat. Okay, tomorrow I will be here again and we'll be glad if you guys just pass, at least spend some time here as well. Okay, thanks for watching. Any doubts for you guys that are watching the recorded video, just drop me a comment. I'll be glad to answer you and discuss subjects related to this. Okay, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching again. Bye.